Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. It's time today to talk about all the books I hope to read in the month of September. September is, for many of you, Series September, a readathon that my friend Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand and I have hosted now this is our third year running. We have a little bingo board that you're free to use. If you don't feel like using the bingo board, that's totally fine. The goal is really just to make some progress in some series. And so the majority of my TBR is going to be, hopefully, getting caught up on some series. I would also like to read some short stories this month, but that's kind of on the back burner because I have a lot of things on my plate. And so let me just tell you about what I've got planned for September. First of all is the middle grade March book club pick for the month of September. And we are going to be reading Miraculous by Jess Redman. I had heard so much praise for this book when it first came out. I think it's going to have a little bit of a heartbreaking story, but it's middle grade, so it's always going to end on a swing up and have some hope as well. It's about a little boy, 11-year-old Wonder Ellis. He's a miracologist. In a journal he calls The Miraculous, he records stories of the inexplicable and the extraordinary, and he believes every single one. But when his newborn sister dies at only 8 days old, so there is like a trigger warning for infant death here, Wonder gets rid of the miraculous and stops believing. And then he meets Faye, a new girl who's moved to town. She's a cape-wearing, outspoken girl with losses of her own, and together they find this abandoned house by the cemetery and a mysterious old woman who just might be a witch. And the old woman asks for their help. And so they begin a journey that leads to friendship, adventure, healing, and miracles. A stunning debut about facing grief, trusting the unknown, and finding the brightness in the darkest moments. I'm really excited for this one. I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's going to be my cup of tea. It definitely sounds like a Krista book. So this is our middle grade March book choice for the month of September. Hopefully you'll just potentially pick it up and read along with us. For my patrons, normally we have a book that we read all together for my Patreon book club. But this month we're doing things a little different in honor of Series September. It's going to kind of be a literary society where everybody can read what they want, in particular a book that's in a series, and then bring that to share about at the end of the month. So we're all going to be reading series books and then talking about it together at the end of the month instead of having one specific book to read together. That was what got chosen this month, and I'm excited for that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But I also have my patron recommendation for the month of September, and for that I'll be reading After Story by Larissa Barrett. And my friend Lee, my Aussie friend Lee, sent this to me a year ago, I think, and it's a sad thing that I haven't read it yet, but it's kind of funny because I talked about it in my video where I cleaned up 2 of the sections of my bookshelf, said that I was going to keep it because it was a gift from an Australian friend, and then without knowing that, she recommended it to me, put it in the cup, and I picked this one out blindly. I mean, I wiggle them all around and I pick one out, and this is what I picked out. So it's meant to be, this is the time. This is going to be when Indigenous lawyer Jasmine decides to take her mother Della on a tour of England's most revered literary sites. A little bit bookish. I'm here for that. Jasmine hopes it will bring them closer together and help them reconcile the past. I love the idea of a mother-daughter trip, trying to reconcile the past. 25 years earlier, the disappearance of Jasmine's older sister devastated their tight-knit community. This tragedy returns to haunt Jasmine and Della when another child mysteriously goes missing on a Hampstead Heath. As Jasmine immerses herself in the world of her literary idols, including Jane Austen, the Bronte sisters, and Virginia Woolf, Della is inspired to rediscover the wisdom of her own culture and storytelling. But sometimes the stories that are not told can become too great to bear. That sounds like it's going to be really like a heart-touching, a moving, it says down here, a moving story of going far away to find home again. I'm really looking forward to that one. Thank you, Lee, for sending it to me and finally getting it on my TBR. Okay, then I have just a whole slew of series books that I would like to read during the month. So I'm going to just stack up a whole bunch and we'll see what I get to. First of all is the next Louise Penny book that I need to read, The Nature of the Beast. This is an Armand Gamache mystery series set in 3 Pines. This, I believe, is number 10 or 11. So I'm looking forward to continuing that. It's been a while. I have the sequel to The Thursday Murder Club with The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. mystery set at a retirement community. I loved the first one, so I'm very excited for more. I have 3 different middle grade series that I'd like to make progress in. The first one is the Underland Chronicles, and the first one was Gregor the Overlander, and this is the second one, Gregor and the Prophecy of Bane. So I'd like to read more in this series, maybe the whole thing. There's 5 of them. This is book 2, so I would have to read 4 in this series. I also would need to read 4 in this series to finish it. This is the Chronicles of Prydain. Book 2 is The Black Cauldron, and this one won a Newbery Honor. I've read the first one, really enjoyed it. These ones are a little bit smaller than the Gregor books. Maybe I can knock these out. We'll see. But I've heard good things about this series. And the third middle grade series I'd like to complete or make good progress in anyway is Margaret Peterson Haddock's Greystone Secrets. The first one was The Strangers, second one is The Deceivers, and the third one is The Messengers. So I would like to read those. Oh, I also have the next Pages & Co. by Anna James. Whatever the next one that I need to read in Pages & Co., that'll be on this stack as well. I don't know where it is at the moment. And then a series I would love to start is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I feel like this has been on a lot of TBRs, or on my mind anyways, for quite a while. I definitely want to read this. It's a YA sci-fi book. Our main character, Spence's dad, is accused of being a traitor, and so she is having a trouble, I guess, getting into flight school. She wants to be a pilot, but because of the stigma of her dad's behavior, it affects her as well. I don't know. No one will let Spencer forget what her father did, yet fate works in mysterious ways. I've heard really good things about this, so I would love to read this one. 2 that I have already started but will not finish in August is the next Keeper of the Lost Cities by Stellar Loon. This is book 9. I'm about a third of the way into it. Definitely will finish this one in September. And also Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I've completed part 1, which is about 200 pages in. It's here. So it's not very far into the book as a whole, but I have started it and made some progress. Let's put a bookmark in there. So I will be finishing this, or at least making some more progress in this in September. So there's that one. That is, in case that's not enough, I still need to read 3 books like Lindsay. That's who I chose for my project of Read Like a Booktube Friend. I chose Lindsay for August, and I haven't even begun to read her books, so I do have them chosen. They're here. I'm not going to show you them, but these are hopefully going to get read in the month of September. And then I have to pick another friend and pick a book off my 12 books that I wanted to read in 2023. So let's go ahead and do those 2 spinner wheels and just add to the madness. Why not? This is definitely a pile of possibilities. I have no clue what I'm actually going to get to in the month of September, but these are all going to be out, sitting on my messy shelves so that I see them and hopefully will pick up a bunch of them. So let's go ahead first and start with my 12 books that I would like to read this year. I've just put them in 2 or 3 different times, so it's repeated. Let's see which one I'm going to read. I kind of am hopeful for one in particular. We'll see what it gives me. Oh, sold on a Monday. I'm happy for that. It's not the one that I was hoping for in September, because I think Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close takes place during 9/11 or just after 9/11. So I was kind of hoping for that one, but I'm totally thrilled with Sold on a Monday. So this will be on my stack as well, by Christina McMorris. I've loved books by her in the past. I do not have any historical fiction on this pile, so this will be a nice break from some of the fantasy, mystery, other books that I have. If I need a historical fiction fix, this will be it. And then we also have my wheel for Reading Like a Booktube Friend. Obviously, I'm a little behind. I have not even started my August choice, which was Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library, but I'm still going to pick the next one in hopes that I can start to catch up before the end of September. We'll see. I will be caught up by the end of the year. I'm not going to let this project drag on beyond the end of the year. So I do need to work on it and get caught up. Let's see who I'm going to read like in September, and maybe I can make one of these work. I don't know. We're going to see. Let's see who it's going to be. Spin. Mitzi. Okay, fun. Mitzi Reads and Writes is my friend for September. I'm excited about that. I can think already of a series I could start that would be a Mitzi book. I don't have any specifically picked out for her already, so I'll have to have some conversations with her and pick out a few books. Anyways, I have a whole stack of books for possibilities. I'm not going to hold them all up, but it's possible I might even pick some different ones. Since doing my spreadsheet video, I created a series spreadsheet as well, and I have 28, I believe, 28 or 29 series that are on the go, or that I own more than one book in it and want to read it. So I have quite a few series to choose from. Hopefully I can knock out one or two of those during the month of September. We'll see. But that's going to be it for me today. My huge pile of possibilities for September. I would love to hear, are you participating in Series September? Are you participating in any other readathons this coming month? And what are you most looking forward to reading? Have you read any of these? Are you excited for me to pick up any of these? Let me know. Let's chat down in the comments below. I always love talking to you down there. And thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me today. I really appreciate you being here and supporting my channel and chatting books with me. I love it. And I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye!